back to my channel. I am back with another Baddies tea video, so let's just get right into it because I definitely want to talk about what I saw going on in the Baddies USA teaser. So it seems like there's a lot of fallouts this season, and it's not just the big three, which we know that Dolly, Summer, and Lex are not cool anymore. Well, I think Dolly and Big Lex are still friends, but I don't think they're friends with Summer anymore, and the fans are speculating that it has something to do with the fact that Dolly and Big Lex did not jump in the fight between Summer and Tesheki, which I definitely saw in the trailer that Tesheki slapped Summer in the face 2 different times. Now, Dolly did go live at one point after the fallout between her, Big Lex, and Summer, and she said that the reason why her and Big Lex did not get involved in any of Summer's fights this season is because they all agreed when they got casted for Baddies USA that this time around they weren't going to jump into each other's fights or get involved in each other's beefs. They were going to let each other handle it on their own, and the only way they would jump in is if one of them were being tag teamed or jumped. And look, I know some fans are saying that Dolly and Lex are afraid of Tesheki because fans seem to think everybody's afraid of Tesheki. I personally don't think they're afraid of Tesheki. I mean, Dolly fought her twice already, so I don't think she's afraid of her. I just think they know that, fighting Tesheki is not going to be easy. That is definitely a challenge. I think that it's good that they agreed not to get involved in each other's fights this season. I mean, wasn't that what the fans were complaining about? That every time one of the big three got into a fight with somebody else, the others jumped in? Wasn't that the issue? So now that they're deciding to do things differently this season, now people are saying that they're scary or that they're not a real friend to Summer. Now, this is just my opinion, and I know that it's not a popular opinion, but I don't feel like Lex or Dolly should jump into Summer's fight with Tesheki, even if they didn't make the agreement that they weren't going to jump in each other's fights this season. Even if they didn't make that agreement, I think that Summer shouldn't have been on social media talking about Tesheki the way that she was. She was making a lot of accusations that Chrisean was saying about Tesheki that nobody knows if it's true or not, and Summer was online popping it about that situation while everybody else decided to stay out of their family issues. Summer decided that she was going to get involved. So I feel like, that slap from Tesheki was well deserved. But I'm not really going to say my opinion on the fallout between the big three until I watch the season because I want to see how it unfolds and I want to see who was wrong and who was right. I see a lot of assumptions and people making their think pieces on it, but I feel like I need to personally wait until I watch the season play out. But then we saw another fallout, okay, because we see Chrisean and DJ Sky getting into it on this season in the teaser, and I think that's crazy, but I'm not surprised about it because I think the two of them had fallen out before, so I'm not surprised that they fell out again. But then we see Tommie and Biggie getting into it this season, and Biggie just takes her hand and she either mushes or she slaps the hell out of Tommie, which I think is crazy. I can't say that I didn't see this coming though, because I just felt like they didn't have a real genuine friendship. I feel like Biggie wanted to be cool with Tommie, and Tommie was beefing with Stunner Girl, and then Biggie was beefing with Stunner Girl, and she definitely had Tommie's back. Like, she definitely defended Tommie a lot, but I just don't feel like they were real friends. Like, there was one point on one of the seasons, I don't remember which one it was, but Biggie was on the phone with Tommie, and Tommie basically cussed her out and hung the phone up in her ear. So I can't say that I'm surprised that the two of them are getting into it, but the fact that Biggie slapped Tommie was crazy. I definitely want to see why this happened. And then Tommie also, I think, gets slapped by Tavey in the teaser for this season. Can somebody in the comment section let me know why Tavey and Tommie are beefing with each other? Because maybe I missed something. I didn't think that they had any issues with each other. I didn't really see them interact too much with each other during Baddies Africa, but I didn't think there was an issue either. But I do know that Tavey went live on social media, or she commented under one of the tea pages, and she said that she gave Tommie a black eye. I don't know if that's true because I haven't seen any pictures or videos of Tommie with a black eye, but that's what Tavey is going around saying. Now, I don't believe her until I see it myself. I'm not saying she's lying, but she has a tendency of saying that she won a fight when she didn't win one, so I'll have to wait until the season airs. And then we see a clip, and it's just a clip, but it looked like Big Lex was whooping Tavey in that clip that we saw in the teaser. Now, I don't know if she whooped Tavey. Maybe that was the end of the fight, but it looked like Lex was giving it to Tavey once again, which she whooped Tavey all throughout Baddies Africa, so I wouldn't be surprised if she did it again this season. Now, I don't know why the two of them are beefing, but I think it has something to do with the fact that Tavey went live recently, and somebody ended up mentioning Lex in Tavey's comment section, and Tavey said that Lex had been very quiet this season during the beginning of filming, that she wasn't fighting with anybody, she was just sitting back chilling, and she was talking shit about Lex for sitting there being being quiet. She was trying to say that Lex was being scary. That's why she was quiet. So I don't know if that's the reason why Tavey and Big Lex was fighting, but I feel like it could be. Then we see a clip of Fauna and Big Lex fighting with each other. I don't know why they were fighting with each other, but it could have something to do with the fact that Tavey and Fauna jumped her at the reunion, and that might be why she fought her. Maybe she wanted to get her lick back. I really don't know, but we see them fight again too. The fight that I'm really interested in seeing this season is Daisy versus Rolly, because they were going back and forth on social media, and I was actually a little bit surprised that they ended up bringing Daisy in to make an appearance, but she definitely made an appearance, and I want to see what happens between this fight between her and Rolly, because we see Rolly fight people, but she never really fights anybody that really knows how to fight. Like, I feel like the only person that she fought that we saw that really knows how to fight was Jayla, and that was it. I could be wrong about that, but from my memory, that's the only person I saw her fight that actually could fight and gave her some competition. Then we see a clip of Bree from Bad Girls Club and Low London from Bad Girls Club getting into it. They start fighting with each other. I think it has something to do with Bree wanting to fight Natalie, because I remember this was at the very beginning of filming Baddies USA about 3 weeks ago. Bree went live about the situation. Low went live about the situation. People were trying to say that Jayla jumped her. I don't know. They were trying to say 3 people jumped Bree. I don't know if that's true or not. I'll have to wait to see how it plays out this season. I'm thinking this situation between Bree and Low is probably going to be in the first or second episode, because the first 2 episodes I think is all about the Bad Girls Club. Obviously, we know that Fauna gets into it with Nunu, and I think it has something to do with K-Rican. Maybe they got into it over K-Rican because Nunu and K-Rican were beefing with each other on social media, which was stupid to me because they don't even know each other, but I definitely saw Nunu and Fauna fighting in this little teaser that they put out for Baddies USA. Then we see Tinkerbella and Cold Killer fighting, and obviously they're fighting over this stupid song that they were going back and forth about last season, which was kind of annoying to me. I hope it doesn't happen this entire season, but we'll have to wait and see. But they're fighting on the sprinter, and they fall off the sprinter. Like, they roll out of the sprinter together fighting, so that's going to be a crazy situation. But then we see Dolly and Tinkerbella fighting with each other too, and that seems like it's going to be crazy. Now, Big Lex ended up getting on social media, and she said that Tinkerbella lost the fight with Dolly. I don't know if that's true, but Lex was there and she said that, you know, Dolly won. We see Sukiyana get into it with Gretchen, and we actually saw some clips of them two getting into it at the club. We saw Sukiyana, you know, sneak Gretchen at the club while they were on stage, and then we saw her spray bear mace at Gretchen. I think it missed Gretchen, but apparently the girls had to leave because it got crazy and it was affecting everybody, the bear mace, so to me, that's insane. But then we see Ahna and Gretchen getting into a fight, which I'm kind of surprised about. I didn't think that was going to happen. Like, that wasn't a fight I thought would happen this season. Then we see Biggie and Smiley getting into a fight with each other, and look, I'm not really interested in seeing the two of them fight because of the fact that neither one of them can really fight from what we were able to see, but I knew that this was going to end up happening if they were put on a season together, because we know that Biggie slapped Smiley in the face for no reason a couple of seasons ago at the reunion, and then Smiley has been prank calling Biggie on social media, which has been really funny, but Biggie has been falling for it, so I'm not surprised that the two of them get into it. We see Chrisean and Tesheki go into a back and forth outside of the hotel, and then we see a clip of them choking each other. Now, I know fans were saying that this was not Tesheki who, you know, was getting choked by Chrisean, but it was, because look at the tattoos. That's definitely Tesheki's tattoos. You have to watch more closely. Maybe you have to slow it down, but that's definitely Chrisean and Tesheki choking each other. We also see a clip of Tesheki fighting Marsh, who is Chrisean's friend, and she was dragging Marsh from what I saw in this teaser. I don't know if that's what happened in the full fight, but part of the fight that we got to see, it looked like Tesheki was dragging her around like a rag doll. And we know what happened the last time Tesheki and Marsh fought each other. Maybe Marsh learned some things, but I did not see what she learned from fighting Tesheki the first time in this teaser. And then Mariah Lynn ended up going live and saying that her and Ahna were jumping people this season, and that she feels like it's okay for the two of them to jump people because the two of them put together as like one person fighting one person. And I think that's crazy, because I saw some fans in the comment section agreeing with her, and I think that's crazy because when it was Dolly and Summer jumping people, everybody said that it was wrong, but when it's Ahna and Mariah Lynn jumping people, or Biggie and Ahna jumping people, everybody make excuses and say that they're friends with each other, that's what they're supposed to do. But when it was the big three doing it, everybody said that it was wrong. So I just had to call out that biasness real quick, because if you don't like jumping, you shouldn't like jumping no matter who's doing doing it. And Mariah Lynn's logic is off in this situation because even if her and Ahna are not really big, like they're both skinny girls, it doesn't matter. It's still 4 hands against 2. One can be fighting the person from the front, the other person could be fighting them from the back. So to me, it's still unfair even if Mariah Lynn and Ahna are both skinny girls. So overall, watching this little teaser, I'm definitely excited to see the full trailer for this season because I know there's a lot more drama than what we saw in this little teaser, but I definitely think that Baddies USA is going to be one of the more entertaining seasons. I definitely think it's going to be more entertaining than a few of the seasons. I definitely think it'll be more interesting than Baddies Africa because the only reason why Baddies Africa had some entertaining moments was because Dolly, Summer, and Lex, but now there's more people for Baddies USA, so I think it could be really entertaining. And finally, some new beefs, not the same old ones over and over again. So yeah, I definitely think that this season's going to be good, but let me know what you guys thought about the teaser down in the comment section, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.